That's 100% correct. We do have a tornado warning that has just gone into effect in Adams County. So let's go straight over to our radar, where I will say the radar look of it is not too impressive, but we do have a radar indicated tornado warning here in Adams County until 5:45. So that's going to be the next 15 minutes or so. And what we're going to really watch for, of course, is going to be tornado possibilities here, but you're also seeing a lot of lightning. We're seeing maybe pea-sized hail in this area, not a lot of downpour, so it shouldn't be rain wrapped or anything like that, but you do want to watch for those gusty winds to start to cycle around, and that's where, of course, we gain that tornado. So we're going to watch for tornado warnings again in Adams County. This is going to be until about 5:45. This is going to be just northeast of DIA. You can see DIA here on the map, so we are going to watch for this. Again, this is radar indicated. We haven't seen any pictures or official viewings of this, but again, radar indicated, still pretty impressive here. We want to watch for more lightning, again, possibly pea-sized hail with this, but really we want to watch for these gusty winds to kind of start to wrap around and cause that tornado. So if you are in this area, again, this is Adams County, just northeast of DIA, you do want to seek shelter immediately. Stay safe in this area. Don't wait for it to become too late or for you to see it with your own eyes. Just go ahead and take shelter again for the next 15 minutes or so. Well, it looks like maybe around 10 minutes or so from now. So continue to monitor this tornado warning. Again, Adams County until 5:45. It's radar indicated. We have some lightning and thunder there. We also have some pea-sized hail reports. No reports of anything on the ground, but we do want to continue to monitor this area. Again, as we said at the beginning of this show, these storms are pretty scattered and not too intense across the high country and foothills, but as they move eastward, they're really intensifying and combining. So we are going to continue to watch for stronger storms, especially across northern portions of the Front Range and Eastern Plains as we go through the rest of the afternoon and evening. And again, over the next 10 minutes or so, we're really going to be watching Adams County for this radar indicated tornado warning in the area. All right, well, we're back in the Weather Center here. 9 News meteorologist Lauren Robinson with some updates for you. Right before we went to commercial break, we did talk about this tornado warning that has been issued in Adams County, and we do now have verification from the National Weather Service in Boulder saying this is an active tornado in north central Adams County, so you do want to take shelter in this area immediately. This is going to be southeast of Prospect Valley, and you can see it here on our HD Doppler radar. Maybe just about 5 minutes or so ago, this was very unimpressive on radar, but it is intensifying very quickly, where you can just see this really start to pop up on the radar. These bright colors, we're going to see a very tight signature here, which means those winds are rotating, that storm really popping up quickly. We are also seeing some hail and some rain starting to pop up with this, lots of lightning and thunder. Again, this is an active tornado warning until 5:45, so that's going to be the next 7 minutes or so according to my clock. If you are in this area, you do need to seek shelter immediately. We have had, it looks like, a couple of people sending in videos, pretty good videos, to the National Weather Service in Boulder, and Boulder has started tweeting them out. So this is something that you can stay updated with. Of course, on air, you want to continue to follow us, but if while you're seeking shelter, maybe you're going to lose your TV access, keep your phone, keep your internet handy. Follow us on 9 News, all of our social media, or National Weather Service Boulder social media accounts. They're very active on Twitter. Again, this is an active tornado in north central Adams County. This tornado warning is going to be in effect until 5:45, where you're just seeing this really escalate pretty quickly here on our radar with these very bright and tight-knit colors. That's not good to see on a radar because that does show some sort of tornadic signature on the radar here, where you're seeing again this bullseye right over the tornado warning area. Lots of hail, lots of lightning and thunder, some heavy downpours in this, so you want to watch for the possibility for some rain wrapped tornado chances as well. But again, seek shelter in this area. This is some pictures have been taken just southeast of Prospect Valley. So the good news about this area is we don't have any hospitals or schools, but we do have maybe 100 or 200 people possibly living in this area. So all of you in this area, or if you know someone in this area, you want to be calling them now. You want to make sure that they're seeking shelter. Again, tornado warning active until 5:45. That's going to be the next 6 minutes now. where you want to watch for this to continue to gain intensity. And as you take a look on our HD Doppler radar, this has gained intensity pretty quickly, actually. So we're going to continue to watch for all of this to continue to develop over the next 5 minutes or so. Now, again, this was put out through the National Weather Service. This is radar indicated initially, but we are now starting to see some pictures and videos being sent in from people in the area. Now, I'm going to start to take away some of these lightning bolts just so we can see the colors of this storm. I'm going to stop the radar track here just a little bit so we can kind of see the colors that have really intensified. Now, the good news is now that we take away some of the lightning, we can see the colors that are really tightly knit here. Again, this is not a good thing to see on radar because that does show that there is the possibility of a tornado in the area, as this radar is showing here. So we're going to watch for that. We do have lots of lightning and thunder in the area. Also the possibility for some hail to be falling as well. So we're going to continue to monitor this. The good news is we're almost over as far as the tornado warning is concerned. We have about 5 minutes left here, but I'm playing around with some of the satellite and radar possibilities here just to kind of see just how strong this could be. I'm looking at our echo tops, which is this additional layer that I've just put over the radar, and that is showing that this cloud is going very high in the sky. It has a really large echo top, which is not too great, again, as far as radar signatures are concerned, because that does mean that we want to watch for a tornado in the area. Again, if you're just tuning in, we do have this tornado warning active right now in effect over Adams County. This is going to be until 5:45, so we still have another 4 minutes or so. This is really going to be southeast of Prospect Valley. So if you're in this area or you know anyone in this area, you want to seek shelter immediately. We're going to continue to monitor this again over the next 4 minutes or so while this tornado warning is still in place. We're going to continue to monitor this. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and zoom in here a bit more. Just so we can see all of this, it's getting even bigger. Now we just got the latest model update, and you can see it's getting larger, guys. Now we have an even larger tornado warning in place around this area. These are areas you certainly want to take seriously because this is just growing, intensifying very quickly. Now, I'm hearing in my ear we do have some of the tweets from the National Weather Service in Boulder. Are we able to play any of these or show any of these? Because, again, if you're not able to be near a TV as you seek shelter right now, because of course safety needs to be your first priority, on 9 News, on any of our social media sites, also National Weather Service Boulder is very active. So they've just tweeted, this is an active tornado, north central Adams County. Take shelter of your southeast of Prospect Valley. This is one of the tweets that we saw just a little bit ago, but I'm assuming they're going to continue to have more and more tweets, especially as this has just been expanded here. So now our tornado warning is going to continue on. Let's see, now it's until 6:15 as we take a look at this new expanded version here. So that's going to continue through Adams County. We're just going to continue to monitor this. We're seeing a lot of videos come in from viewers, I guess, tweeting National Weather Service here, showing a pretty intense tornado. Now our echo tops are looking pretty large. Our new tornado warning, again, in effect until 6:15. This is going to be Prospect Valley. This is going to be Rogan, Colorado. We're just going to watch for observed tornadoes, radar indicated tornadoes, pea-sized hail. Again, in these areas, the good news is that there are no schools or hospitals in this area, but we're having a population of over 1,500 people. So anyone in this area, again, you want to seek shelter. Now, I'm going to turn the timestamp back on this just to get this going, the storm track going a little bit better again as we play with some of these I guess some of the abilities of this radar here. So we're going to continue to watch for this to replay here. There we go. All right, and I'm here, and we do have a video as well. Let's go ahead and go to that video while we're still playing with some of these radar graphics, trying to see just how intense this tornado is. There we go. This is the video that was tweeted to the National Weather Service in Boulder. Someone saying that they saw this north looking from Highway 36. So again, you can see this is pretty large. Anyone in this area, you do want to continue to seek shelter here. Again, if you don't have TV capabilities while you're seeking shelter, or you know someone that's in these areas, you want to make sure you're calling them to make sure that they are getting to where they need to be in a safe space. So let's go ahead and take one more look at this radar before we toss over to Ginny Meckles in the newsroom for some more information there. But as we go into this radar, you can see just how quickly this storm really just popped up. Now we're going to watch for these all of this tornadic signature on the radar popped up very quickly, and now our tornado warning is expanding. Initially it was until 5:45, which is right now, but it's been extended until 6:15. So again, in this area, this is going to be Adams County, this is going to be near Prospect, this is going to be near Rogan. You do want to make sure that you're seeking shelter immediately. So now I'm going to toss it over to Ginny Meckles over in the newsroom for additional information while I try and get more background and more information on the radar and through our National Weather Service here, just to kind of see exactly what we have going on, and to kind of give myself a speaking break just so I can get as much information for all of you at home as possible here.
Sure, and don't go too far, Lauren, because you're right there in the middle of all those graphics, and you're going to know quicker than we are. But we want to make sure folks are paying attention, because these tornado warnings are serious. These are the ones that when we give you these warnings, it's time to take that shelter. We don't tell you this unless it's serious, and so that general part of Adams County that Lauren is tracking right now, we have a tornado warning in that area. National Weather Service has been tweeting warnings as well. Lauren is checking. She says this is radar indicated at this point, so we're still waiting on photos or anything that might be coming through, and she is going to be tracking this throughout the evening. Lauren, I know you're trying to get caught up on a couple of things on your computer here. I'm certainly not the meteorologist, so I want to keep you as a part of this conversation here. But when we are sharing these warnings, Lauren, these are the ones folks need to take seriously. So this area of Adams County, right? This is the time to take shelter in this area.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So I am still monitoring our radar. I'm still monitoring National Weather Service tweets. And again, they did retweet someone with a video of that tornado actually on the ground there. And it looked very large, very impressive, and enough to expand and extend this tornado warning, where it started off pretty small, relatively speaking, and only lasting until 5:45. Again, it's now been extended and expanded, now going until 6:15, where this thing is just continuing to grow. Now, I will say the good part about how it's growing is that red and orange portion in the middle. I'm going to stop this here so we can just see the expanse. There we go. So the reds and the yellows are getting smaller, less of a comma there. So that's the good news. But the greens and yellows, that's just where we're going to see all of the rain wrapped around the tornado here. So you do still want to be seeking shelter. You want to make sure that, again, if you're in this area or know anyone in these areas, you're calling, you're tweeting, you're texting, you're making sure that everyone knows to be safe. You're checking on maybe your elderly neighbors, your pets, anything like that, to make sure that everyone is safe. But we are going to hope that this dies down. Now, we do have another sounding that just came through, and it looks like these reds and oranges in here are still relatively large. Now, we're looking for that signature comma to really get that tornadic signature going here. And there's not as much of a pronounced comma, which is good as far as intensity is concerned, or lack thereof, but you do still want to be aware that we do have this tornado on the ground. This is now beyond radar indicated. This is an observed tornado. We did get some video sent in to the National Weather Service in Boulder, and they retweeted it. And again, if you're in Prospect Valley or Rogan, you do want to make sure you are taking shelter. You're going to continue to remain in shelter until around 6:15 here. So this is what we're going to continue to monitor. Now, I am am going to take a look here at what we're dealing with. I'm just going to see any of the latest, I guess, tweets or updates from the National Weather Service to see if they're getting any more videos or photos from anyone in the area. Again, active tornado. If you're just now joining us, you do want to make sure you're seeking shelter because we have a tornado warning in effect until 6:15. This is going to be Adams County near Prospect Valley, Rogan. You want to make sure, again, you're seeking shelter. We do have an observed tornado in the area. In addition to the tornado, we're looking for maybe some small to moderate size hail, heavy downpours, of course, lots of lightning and thunder. So again, this is very slow moving as well. That is something else to note. So when it's very slow moving, again, not good news for anyone on the ground in this area. So I think we have more information or questions coming in from Ginny Meckles in the newsroom.
Here, I just wanted to help folks make sure they can kind of interpret what you're showing them on TV as well, because I know you're also trying to track what's happening. But as we look at this map, I'm seeing you've got this red box, and then you've got that, like, all the colors in the middle. Are the colors in the middle the storm itself, or is that where we believe maybe there has been some sort of tornadic activity? I'm just trying to understand what the different spots mean.
Fantastic question. And, you know, sometimes as meteorologists, we get wrapped up in our own knowledge of weather that we don't dial it down enough. So that's a fantastic question. The red octagon there that you're seeing, that is the actual tornado warning. So this is going to be east of Keensburg. This is going to be mostly near Prospect Valley and Rogan. Those are the largest towns in this area. This is still going to be in Adams County. But then that green to red blob here, that is the actual storm. And where you're likely to see the tornado is going to be closer to the red and orange colors. Now, with a classic tornado signature on the radar, it'll kind of look like a comma, like, you know, just you're in a regular textbook or you know, English comma. That's usually what a tornado signature will look like. But this is starting to die down a little bit with the reds and oranges, which hopefully means that the tornado aspect of this is dying down, and this will just turn into just a large storm. Because of course, a large storm is a lot better than a large tornado, especially anyone in the area. So I am looking at this trek, and let's go ahead and see its development here. And you can see by around 3 o'clock, nothing was happening. Around 4 o'clock, still nothing really happening. By around 3:30, 3:45 is when we got that tornado warning, the first tornado warning to pop up. Not a lot was going on yet, but then you could just see how this tornado really popped up. So initially it was radar indicated, and it looks like that radar indication was completely on track, because we did eventually have, I think, a viewer or two send in video to the National Weather Service in Boulder now observing this tornado on the ground, and take a look at just how quickly this came on and expanded here. And as we take a look at this tweet, again, this is the tweet that someone sent into the National Weather Service in Boulder, and you can see this is a massive tornado on the ground here. It's not just your really skinny rope-like or land spout here. This is a pretty big storm, which is why the tornado warning area has been expanded and the timestamp for it has been extended. So it looks like now we're looking for this tornado warning to last until about 5:51. It looks like they've trimmed it down just a little bit, which could mean that it's expiring soon. Again, the greens and the yellows are getting larger. The oranges and the reds are getting smaller here on the radar. So that is good news as far as this tornado development is concerned, because we do want to continue to watch for of course, the tornado to get smaller, and then maybe just the storm to kind of take away the rest of the rainstorm, to kind of take away some of that ignition from the tornado as this continues to move its way through. So I am looking at some other items to continue to monitor here as far as my radar goes, but we do have quite a bit going on. So let's go back to Ginny Meckles in the newsroom again. So I think we have another question.
Yeah. Again, as you're talking about some of these weather conditions, obviously we're really concerned about anything with a tornado. That's a health and safety thing, obviously. What about, are we seeing like other hail that's dropping in this area as well? I'm not sure if we know that from just the radar, but like, Like, what are folks in that area, if you're under this watch right now, what are we seeing falling from the sky?
Another fantastic question, and what we're seeing coming from this radar and how you can turn that into what you should visually look for in the area is we are seeing a big storm, a very large anvil-like cloud going way high into the sky. Our echo tops are pretty large and going all the way down to the ground. We do also have some reports of maybe pea-sized hail. So the hail is not too intense with this. You do want to watch for a lot of downpours
but like
with this. All of
very
the
brief.
greens and yellows in these areas. This is where you're seeing that heavy rain wrap around the tornado part. So if you're in this area and you think you just see a rainstorm off in the distance, or hopefully in the distance and not too close to you, be aware that there's more than just rain within this cloud, within this storm, because we are continuing to monitor the tornadic possibility within this. Again, we're starting to get a little bit more of a comma signature, a little bit kind of upside down here, but this is what I'm going to continue to monitor. It looks like our tornado warning has expired. That's the good news there. Tornado warning has expired. That has gone away. But again, we're still going to watch for this strong storm and the possibility for more strong storms as we go through the rest of the evening. We talked earlier in the show about how northern portions of the Front Range and Eastern Plains are under this slight risk for strong storms, and that's because these very scattered, brief, gusty storms that weren't very intense across the high country and foothills, as they continue to move eastward, they're going to continue to combine today. We're going to see those really combine and intensify. So I don't know that this will be the only tornado warning we have today. So today's going to be a day where you really want to stay tuned in, stay close to your social media apps, stay close to your neighbors, again, your elderly neighbors, any neighbor that might need assistance, any of your pets. You want to make sure that you're watching out for each other today, as more of these storms could combine and become severe as we go through the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to toss it back to you in the newsroom, Ginny.
Yeah, and give you a breather for 1 second here. My goodness. So at the last, let me do just a quick little recap for everyone here, Lauren, while you take a quick breather. But we had been under a tornado warning for the last 15, 20 minutes or so. That was in the Adams County area. Lauren says that has just expired, but we are certainly waiting for some more information. This was in the north central part of Adams County. We had asked folks to please take shelter if you were in the southeast part of Prospect Valley. We had seen one photo sent in by a storm chaser that looked pretty gnarly, but we are still waiting to find out what kind of impact, if any, there has been from this storm. And I only have a few seconds left before we need to come off air, but let's check in with Lauren one more time. Lauren, we feel good. This is expired at this point, right? We're just keeping an eye on things.
That's right. The tornado warning has thankfully expired. That's the good news. Now, we do want to continue to be aware as we go through the rest of the afternoon and the rest of the evening that some of these storms could become pretty strong. We do still have that slight risk for severe weather across northern portions of the Front Range and Eastern Plains through the rest of the day. So today, definitely a day where you want to stay aware.
Okay. Thank you, Lauren. Stay with us, guys.